You know, it was a mistake that happened on my side, and just won't happen again.
Coming up, the latest on Spitgate, and the Eagles get ready for Chiefs Week.
And Bader just unloads on this one, deep left field, and that one is gone as Bader goes back-to-back with Brandon.
The first place Phillies still have some business to take care of, like those annoying Mets from New York.
And the ball game is over. The Mets have swept out the Phillies here at Citi Field this year.
Week 1 of the NFL concludes tonight. And how far would you go to settle a bet? You need a bathing suit for this show because
it's time to get fantastic!
From Fox29 News, this is the Phantastic Sports Show, presented by NJM. No jingles or mascots, just great insurance.
And a live look at Citizens Bank Park, where the Phillies get set to begin a 4-game series with the New York Mets. We're about to find out if the Mets are still in the Phillies' heads, and it all starts with Aaron Nola on the hill tonight. Jason Breland, Jamie Apodi here in our Fantastic Sports Show studios.
Hello,
Good evening.
everybody, and
Waking
welcome,
hours.
Jamie.
Yeah.
How do you
Guys.
feel about this new time?
It's crazy. I didn't know what the buildings look like on the street.
Yeah,
dark.
it's always so dark.
So this is fantastic.
Yeah,
It is.
Well, with the
the
PH,
name.
No
with
doubt
the
about
PH.
It's the name.
Guys, welcome into the Fantastic Sports Show. It is the same show, the same fun, the same cast of characters, but we're just at a different time, all right? So you don't have to stay up or DVR it or whatnot, because we are on, from now on, weeknights at 6:30. So here is what we are going to get to in our first ever 6:30. Well, not first ever.
Yeah, we did
6:30.
Super Bowl. We've done a few
we've done
pregame
a few
shows.
at 6:30, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean at home. All right, so here we go. First things first, we do have to address Spitgate. What's going on? What's the latest? Hint, there's not a ton, but we are going to get you caught up to speed on that. Plus, also, the Mets are in town, kicking off a very crucial series with your Phillies. And then fantasy football, the do's, the don'ts, the punishments, the all sorts of things. We're going to check in with it all.
And a pretty interesting week 1, too. We'll talk about our kind of takeaways after this here as it relates to the Eagles as well. So you mentioned Jalen Carter, Spitgate. No news.
Yeah.
No news would seem to be good news, right, on a suspension for next week's Chiefs game. What do you think, Jamie?
That's surprising to me. I thought we would have heard something by now. But,
Which-
I think that's
a good sign.
the thing.
yeah, I agree. Although I don't know if the Eagles internally are going to do anything, as a side note, besides just the league itself. But when you ask me what I think, you mean about the whole situation?
Well, we have not talked about this.
We haven't talked about it.
What do you think?
I was disgusted by it. And listen, I know it all came out that Dak spit first, and I can't believe we're talking about which grown man spit first. But my thoughts are this. Jalen Carter is the leader of this defense. He has a history of not being able to control his emotions, and he needs to mature and be able to do that for this team to be successful going forward and for him to be a leader on this team.
Yeah.
So with that, even though he was instigated, and he was, it turns out, you got to somehow control those, hone it, and use it to sack Dak instead of
Yeah,
spit on
you
Dak.
cannot take the bait.
That's my
But you don't think the
thought.
Eagles are gonna punish him internally?
So
Maybe
I
make him
do
sit a
not
half.
think.
I think they are.
Okay, well, why don't we ask Nick Sirianni?
Okay.
Take a look.
It's about your weekly, daily, yearly habits to get yourself ready for these types. You know, I would say this is our next game, so it's our biggest game, and it's the same thing for the Chiefs. You love challenges like this because, you know, when you play against, you know, some of the other best teams in the NFL, you know, that makes you better as well.
And that was the bulk of the conversation today. So there was very little said about Jalen Carter. He's there obviously talking about the matchup with the Chiefs, and that was what the conversation was today.
What does that
Moving
tell
on,
you?
that tells me no. When somebody flat out asks you, is Jalen Carter going to face any? Because it can't be private. It has to be public. If you're going to suspend him for a game, we're going to find out. And he said, we're just going to keep all those things internal, blah, blah, blah. Now, the organization could fine him, do things like that, but they're not going to suspend him and keep it private. We're going to know about it.
You know,
that tells me no.
I thought during the game, and my husband, this is not the same thing, but he's a middle school football coach. So he has, you know, fighting on his team, whatever. And I thought during when that happened that it was a bad show on the coach.
Right.
And I say
Lack
this
of discipline.
because, yeah, it's not like Nick Sirianni knows what Jalen Carter's about and his history, but like when your player does that, I feel like it's a bad look for the coach that his team, that a player would actually not be able to control his motions.
Well, spitting only allowed on a baseball field. We all know that, right? And we are going to switch to baseball coming up next. Rob Thompson with some breaking news on Trey Turner. This Mets series starting tonight.
But here's how you weigh in. Super easy. Scan that QR code, send a selfie-style video, or you can text it to that number right there. Welcome back as we get things teed up here. If you saw the Phillies lineup today, a lot of moving
New
parts.
names.
Yeah, so for new names.
New news.
So first things first, Brandon Marsh is out of the lineup today, but don't panic on that. There's something, well, there is something wrong with him. He's just sick. Rob Thompson said he was actually laying down in the back there. So he was at the ballpark. He was just not feeling very well. So he's sick. Meanwhile, though, Alec Boehm is out with a shoulder issue, and Trey Turner has a grade 1 hamstring strain. He is going to actually be out until postseason. So,
well, he'll be available. Hopefully, he comes back maybe a little bit before, because the last thing we want is Trey Turner making his first at-bat in Game 1 of a series against the Mets or something like that. But Topper did say grade 1 is actually better than they thought or were expecting, so that's good news.
Yeah, it sounds like he had a grade 2 a while ago that was worse. So, and actually, I was listening to the radio on the way in here, and a guy whose son goes to kindergarten with Trey's son called in and said that Trey was at kindergarten today, walking around and squatting down on the ground, playing with trucks with his son, so he's actually going to be okay.
That's
my news.
Trey at an elementary school squatting down. I love.
Yes.
So this is a guy who relies on speed, and speed is his game, side to side, great range at short. And now to think that he might be hobbled a little bit when he does come back, will he be 100%? I don't know. He's been one of their best hitters.
And you have to be 100% with that type of thing.
Can the Phillies survive no Trey Turner, no Zach Wheeler, and make a run at a World Series?
Stop.
It doesn't make any. I don't see it.
Well, we also have to talk about Alec Boehm as well. So let's hear from Rob Thompson.
He could feel it every once in a while on a swing, and yesterday he felt it on every swing. So we decided to shut this thing down. We expect him to be back in 10 days. I don't think there was any one thing that he did that affected this or started. I think it's just from swinging.
Yeah. So anyway, so there's a little bit of different look lineup going on today. Bryce Harper is leading off. Yeah, we're getting crazy here. Yeah. Bryce Harper is leading off.
Buried the lead.
Max Kepler is batting cleanup. A lot of crazy stuff going on.
Bryce Harper's leading off
because of these issues and whatnot. But this is a really, in my opinion, it's a really pivotal series. Not even necessarily for the standings, but for the mentals of this team. Who, I mean, apparently the Mets seem to have their number.
Yeah. So in that case, then, Jamie, isn't it a must-win series just for your own psyche?
Yes. It's not as much for the standings because, like you said, well, listen.
No, you split the series. You're in good shape.
You're fine.
Yeah.
I do think that the Mets clearly were in their heads. Was it the Mets in their heads or Citi Field in their heads? I'm not sure which one that is. So I'm curious to see how they come out here tonight. And I wonder what Bryce Harper's going to do in that leadoff spot because if I'm Bryce Harper, set the tone, hit a home run, first at bat.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Maybe this is the new lineup we'll see in the playoffs.
Who knows? I mean,
remember last year in the playoffs,
we're like cooking up some random stuff. So let's see. How about we hear from you guys? Let's go to the fan cam.
This series between the Phillies and Mets is huge for the Phillies because they have the advantage of what happened to them in New York and with a sweep and lock up the division also.
The only problem if they get swept is that then we definitely can't beat the Mets ever. And if we play the Mets in the playoffs, they're going to have our brains. We're going to be rocked. So they got to win. Split, lose one, I don't care. Just got to win one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. This is more of the mental health.
If they get swept 4 games in this series.
Oh, enough.
That's it.
Okay, so some really fun thing. This is a fantastic sports show, and it is about the fans, Jamie, obviously, as you know. And Chris O'Connell's out at the ballpark today and met a fan from outside of Savannah, Georgia, who has been having, well, it's a family, actually, and they've been having themselves a complete Philly weekend. Ooh. Eagles, Temple, Phillies, you name it, they've been to it. Let's take a look.
Outside the Phillies game, introduced to the Kulik family from where in Georgia?
Ellabelle.
Ellabelle, Georgia.
Right side out of Savannah.
All 8 of you came up. Not only you traveled up here for the Phillies game, you came up for the Temple football game and the Eagles game.
Of course. Go Birds, go Phils, and go Owls, yeah.
You guys are all Philly fans?
Yeah.
How did that happen?
My father. He grew up in Levittown, and when it came time to, root for a team, he told me, you're rooting for the Birds, and you're rooting for the Owls, and you're rooting for the Phils. He got to see, of course, in 1980, they won. So he graduated high school, I think, in '83 at Bishop Egan up there, so it was a good time. Yeah.
What's your weekend been like, and what's it going to be like going and see the Mets?
It's been great. Philly's been awesome. It's been beautiful. We stayed in Old City. Nightlife's been good, everything, walking around. We went to Franklin Square. I mean, we just love this place. It's great.
Awesome. Hey, guys, I got to get you to say one thing. Go Phillies on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Go Phillies!
Well, don't they have to be in school, the little ones?
Oh, forget school.
Yeah,
What
that's
a great
right.
Trip.
Well, I'm just saying.
Come on.
I know.
That's fantastic.
By the way, he saw a great Temple. Is Temple football back, Breland Moore?
We're so back,
she's
baby.
looking at her.
Now, are we going to beat Oklahoma?
Sure.
But we're right now, we're 2-0.
Wait a minute,
okay?
wait a minute. If they did beat him, did the goalposts come down for that?
Bruh. I will be on. That will be. We've not beaten, and I'm going to say we because I am an alum of the school
Yep.
and technically of the athletic program. I was literally Hooter the Owl, so I can say we.
Yeah.
If
Hooter's
we have
not a
not,
real
we have
owl?
not beaten a quality opponent since Penn State in 2015.
Yep.
That was 10 years ago. If this happens, man,
Let's go.
find me on Broad Street.
All right. Be a part of our show. Join the fan cam selfie video. The number right there, the QR code. Be a part of our show. When we come back, our takeaways from Week 1 in the NFL, including an interesting soundbite from Breland's favorite, Aaron Rodgers.
Oh boy.
Oh.
There were probably people in the organization didn't think I could play anymore, so it was nice to remind those people that I still can. I was happy to beat everybody associated with the Jets.
Let Aaron Rodgers cook.
Like Aaron and Al.
Okay, then.
That was a good game, actually. Jets battled. They didn't roll
And
over.
I got some smoke for all of you.
Oh,
was basically
that's
the
what he-
sentiment.
That's pretty much what he said.
Yeah.
All right, let's go with takeaways. First of all, we all know the game of the weekend was last night, late last night.
Yeah, and that was my take. I think that's the AFC Championship right there.
Yeah.
This
100%.
100%. What we saw from the Kansas City Chiefs, not just the loss, but the way that they were fighting and arguing on the sidelines, running into each other, things like that. They look kind of cooked. I'm not going to lie. I'm not talking mess, because obviously we will see them on Sunday. But I'm just saying, it just didn't look good. Meanwhile, these two teams, my goodness.
Well, they didn't play defense.
What a shootout. I know.
Are they gonna play any
I
defense,
know.
though?
So obviously that's a little bit of a problem. But it is also week 1, and
Yeah,
there's a ton
things
of
are
different
sloppy.
teams. Yeah, so that was my takeaway. This is your AFC Championship.
My takeaway, Jamie, is the NFC is stacked, and it's
Yeah.
going to be a tough road for the Eagles. Green Bay might be the front runners to go to the Super Bowl in the NFC after what they just accomplished this weekend. Is this Green Bay being great, or is this Detroit being cooked without Ben Johnson as their offensive coordinator?
Both.
It's a question. San Francisco's good. LA Rams are, and the Bucks are always going to be a threat to the Eagles.
They're always
so
a weird one.
It's
Yep.
hard to repeat anyway. It's
Yep.
hard. And then you look at the league, and like you said, the conferences, they're stacked.
Yeah.
And then in our own division.
I know. The Eagles have a good chance this week to really say to the league, we're still the Super Bowl champs, and we're on our way to winning another one this
When's
weekend.
the last time, if you go back to last year, right? So the Chiefs lost the last game of last year, the Super Bowl. When's the last time the Chiefs have lost 3 in a row under Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes?
Yeah, if you go back to the
No,
Super
my
Bowl.
point being,
I'm
like
gonna,
that
I'm
would
gonna be honest.
Do you think it's ever? I don't even know if it's ever happened.
I don't think it's ever happened.
I mean, so the Eagles have a chance to make that happen. this
KC
weekend.
hasn't lost 2 in a row since 2014
So how about 3?
to start the year 0-2.
Yeah.
So that's an interesting stat. And then Andy Reid off of a loss. But you know what? Like you said, it's a different team. It's a different vibe.
Yeah.
Travis Kelce's 57 years old, it feels like. I know he's not, but
He's engaged, though.
I know.
He's
well,
got that glow.
they still have the competitive juices. They're going to come out flying, but they're missing their 2 best offensive weapons,
Yeah.
Xavier Worthy and Rashee Rice.
It's going to be a good one. I'm very excited, and we'll talk about the Chiefs in a little bit. But yeah, as you mentioned, the division itself with the Commanders. I mean, that was a very boring game. I'm not
Sure
going to lie
was.
to you.
I tried to watch it. I tried to be real tuned in, and I
Yeah.
tuned
He just
out.
couldn't get into it. Well,
No,
you know,
I mean-
Daniels throws his body around though, and he's a smaller guy.
Mm-hmm.
He's he's running the risk of not staying healthy this year. So
Hey.
there's that to look forward.
By the way, speaking of New York, I was called insane.
What?
I was mocked on this show last week because I said Daniel Jones Renaissance was incoming. And guess what? Guess who was right? Check that Colts score again.
They played the Dolphins.
Oh, I don't
okay?
care. It's still.
No, she called it. This is what a segment we're
Was
going
it
to
going to
name.
last? I don't know. Yeah.
No, she said there's. Well,
He
I
said
thought
no.
I thought the Dolphins would win the game,
Yeah.
and they didn't even look like they looked like a college team.
All right, so we have to get to our go vote before we head to break because we are going to talk about this next. How is your fantasy week 1 going? You guys don't play. 72% of you guys don't play. Oh. I'm playing for the first time this year, and I highly recommend it. But anyway, we will talk about this in a little bit because we learned of a very interesting fantasy football punishment that you just have to see to believe.
All right.
Guys, if you want to weigh in, Jason, tell the good people at home how
All
to
right,
do
so you see the QR code right here?
Oh, look at that.
Scan that, and then that's how you can upload a video, a selfie video to the Phantastic Sports Show. That's what we call a fan cam here. Or you can text that selfie video to 215-915-FAN. So QR code upload or text it 215-915-FAN. We'll put you on TV. Be a part of our show.
Welcome back. We are down the stretch, and you know it's fantasy football time, and that means people are also, paying up on those punishments.
Well, paying up and then making a deal for this year and, trying not to be dead last. Sometimes being dead last is better than winning it. Well,
Why?
at least for your because
the punishments are terrible. We don't have one.
You
in
got to
our
get
league.
naked, stand on the corner with a sign that says "I suck at fantasy football," stuff like that.
Who's doing that?
A
Boys.
lot of people.
Boys.
Oh,
No,
boys doing dumb things. Yeah, we like.
I feel like
listen,
women don't
we
do
never-
that in
No.
leagues.
Now you're in one, Breland. Is it all women?
Yes,
your
it's
league?
all
okay.
women. Yeah.
And this is your
and
first year playing
it's my
fantasy
first year
football.
playing, and I'm cooking, and my best player is Justin Jefferson, and he's still not played yet.
And you already
And
won.
I already won by like 30 points.
Who'd you beat? Caney?
Ava from WIP.
Ava. All right. Nice. Okay. So good.
So that was my first time go around, but we don't have a punishment. But there are punishments abroad. Take a look at this. This poor soul. His name is Chris, and he had to eat a stromboli in the middle of a bay. Paddle out into the
What?
bay. Yeah. Just look.
Settling a bet when you lose in fantasy football. Eat a stromboli, but not just any stromboli.
It's at least 3 pounds. I'm telling you, it's 3 pounds.
And don't just eat it anywhere. Hop in a kayak and eat it in the bay.
The national. And this is the whole
Competition would be complete without the national anthem. Man versus stromboli in a bay, with the people you lost to looking on. Add a little hot sauce and get to work. The stromboli gone, the bet finally paid off.
I think it was an hour and 21 minutes. Sorry. I thought that was a burp, but it wasn't, so I'm going to hold that in.
And a lesson to start 2025.
Next year, I got to be a winner. Actually, I don't necessarily need to be a winner. I just can't be a loser.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
That's an interesting little bet though.
That
right?
wasn't horrible.
Yeah.
The bay is nice.
3
It's
pound
creative.
stromboli is
Are nice.
crazy.
Well, no, I wouldn't want to eat that much of it.
I've seen you have to drink a gallon of milk thing, and they say your stomach can't hold a full gallon of milk. So
Well,
there's that.
What happened to just losing your money?
Well, that's also the worst part of it. Yeah.
What? Let's go to the fan
Yeah.
cam.
I have a buddy of mine that's involved in a golf league that plays on Sundays, and they play throughout the summer. And at the end of the season, whoever the 2 low guys are on the totem pole have to foot the bill for a top shelf dinner. Only thing I can say, better them than me.
2 years ago, you guys got to keep this one on the down low. I was in a fantasy football league where the loser had to take a giant teddy bear on a one-on-one date to Olive Garden, buy 2 meals, 2 desserts, 2 drinks, the whole 9. The catch is, nobody remembers that I lost that league. Shh.
Oh, dude, you got to pay up.
Keep it on the down low.
Well, what's
as
worse?
I tell everyone.
What's worse, the humiliation or Olive Garden?
Good breadsticks.
When you hear your family, you get the soups and salads. The salad is good. The
I don't know if
dressing's
my
good.
tummy can handle it. You know.
Well,
what I'm saying?
we already know all about you.
Taco
All right.
Bell, Olive Garden. I grew up on chain restaurants, though.
Okay.
I know people who've never been to Olive Garden, by the way.
My kids
Bougie.
are dying to go to Olive Garden because they've heard about the breadsticks.
And
But I have
Never
yet to
taken
take
them?
No.
It's endless soup and salad, man. Come on, Jamie.
So you're saying I should go? Chase, you want to come with me?
Yeah. Okay, it's a date. Let's do it. All right, 215-915-PHAN. There's the QR code, selfie videos. Scan it. Be a part of our show. We're back to close this thing out next. All right, live look, Citizens Bank Park. Breaking news, Aaron Nola has pitched a scoreless first, guys. Just saying, he struggled last first inning. So, look, there's Bryce. He's coming up.
Look who's leading off.
Let's see we'll see what happens here, and of course we'll discuss tomorrow. Big series here as we're in the end zone.
Yeah, so of course you can also get caught up with that tonight at 10. But guys, I'm super excited. Our first 6:30 show in the books. Still Jamie up Pony Monday, but just at the prime time hour for dinner.
I love it.
How'd it feel?
So good.
Yeah. I hope it felt good for you guys too. Join us at this time, weeknights at 6:30, and we'll do it all over again tomorrow. See you guys.